I'm getting my camera equipment and other gear together to shoot a 3-camera video shoot this weekend of a ballroom dance competition. And the camera we're looking at right now, I'm going to be using, is the Sony PXW-X70, and it is a pro camera, and have used it a number of times, and it's a very satisfactory camera. All cameras have some pros and cons associated with them. This one, I've taken the Pro Audio module off of it, and the Pro Audio module for this camera looks like this. Can we see it? Yes, looks like this, and it attaches on the top of the camera. I'm going to be sending the audio to an NX5U, a Sony NX5U. But this camera is going to be mounted on a Cobra jib crane. It is actually now mounted on the Cobra jib crane. I'll give you some look at what this all looks like. I do recommend, if you ever use a crane, that you have a heavy-duty tripod to put it on, because it not only does it take the weight to balance it, but the camera itself, and so you want a sturdy tripod that will handle all that. The PXW-X70, the outputs that I'm going to be sending from this camera during the live video will be an SDI, which is high definition digital video, and I'm sending a switching control from this camera to a switcher zoom controller, let's call it, on the other end of the camera jib crane that the operator can use. And also I am powering this camera with electric power. Now, a couple of points I'd like to point out is that if you do a jib crane setup and you haven't done one before, strongly recommend leaving a good supply of wire on the end where the camera is, because if you tilt the camera forward extreme, you're going to need that cable. Also, now the cable comes up on this side. I've fastened it to the jib crane with actually just Velcro strips, and it goes all the way up. You can see this is the power module for the camera. It is connected to the electric power, a converter to, I guess, DC. And then we also have a monitor on top. Almost need a monitor because it would be very difficult to see the view screen on the other end of the jib crane with that camera. And we've got the controller for the zoom. With the SDI output from the PXW-X70, that is the only output the camera will send when you're in SDI format. And look, it may send RCA, but you have to disconnect the wiring to the zoom to plug in an RCA proprietary connection for that. But I'm sending the SDI back to a Blackmagic SDI to HDMI converter, and one of the signals is a pass-through of the SDI, which is going to go on. That signal will be sent on through to the digital mixer for the night's events, and then the HDMI is going out to the monitor here on the jib crane. Here's a clip from the Sony PXW-X70 showing the versatility of the jib crane on location.